Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I was massively, insanely wrong. So, happy birthday. Let's take a look at the sneak peek here for the next update, because I guess we're getting a full update in December. I don't know. Up is down, down is up. And Spider-Man No Way Home is coming to Marvel Future Fight. This is humongous. And I'm very excited. So let's check it out. Costumes inspired by Spider-Man No Way Home, exclusively in movie theaters December 17th. Ticket Gang, Advanced Ticket Gang right here. I got my tickets for tomorrow, actually. Yup, I'm going on Thursday. I'm very, very, very excited, which is actually the 16th, I believe. Actually, no. Yeah, the 16th. Yeah, the 16th. I'm going on the 16th, so I'm very, very lucky. Hopefully, if you haven't gotten tickets yet, you will get them very soon if you are looking to get them, if you're trying to get them. But yeah, back to the game. This is humongous. There's so many things to say. This is really cool. This recreates one of the scenes from the trailer. So we're, going to expect a movie that is heavily based on what we've seen in the trailers. So if you do not want to get any spoilers from any of the trailers, you should mute the video. You should still watch it, because every second that you watch this video is 1 second faster. It creates this, time distortion where the Spider-Man movie will come to you 1 second faster. That's how time works. So just keep watching this video so that Spider-Man's movie comes to you sooner and will be in your eyeballs faster. So the other things we can expect from this update, if we are actually going to be getting a trailer-based update, we can expect a brand new uniform for Green Goblin. We may be seeing two uniforms for Green Goblin, one with the mask, one without the mask, to expose Willem Dafoe's face with the hood. I shouldn't say we should. I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. We could expect, not we should expect, but we could expect a new uniform for Sandman. We could expect a new uniform for Electro. We should expect a new uniform as well for, or we could expect a new uniform as well for Dr. Octopus. So that's already humongous, right? That's already massive. Oh yeah, did I mention that the sneak peek itself? I'm getting ahead of myself. At least two new uniforms for Spider-Man, as a lot of people speculated as soon as the very first trailers dropped. Actually, even before that, when there was leaks on like Lego box arts and stuff like that, where we were seeing and Funko Pops, we were seeing one more traditional red and blue uniform for Spider-Man, which you see there, and then one black and gold, which seems to be sort of Doctor Strange themed. So yeah, synergy uniforms for Spider-Man, which is very familiar, and we'll talk about why that could be good or bad. And then maybe something for Doctor Strange. It's interesting, he is in the sneak peek. Again, it's just sort of mirror, or sort of like copying, reimagining the scene from the trailer. But no, this is the base look for Doctor Strange as far as I'm concerned. So that being the base look for Doctor Strange is probably their way of saying that Doctor Strange isn't getting anything, unless they're trying to hide it. Maybe they're going to give Doctor Strange another uniform and they didn't want to show it off in this sneak peek because they want the sneak peek to be all about Spidey. I don't know. I would guess, again, I'm more conservative, I would guess that, like I said, with all those potential uniforms, two for Spidey, possible Dr. Octopus, possible Green Goblin, possible Electro, possible Sandman, possible Lizard even, 7 uniforms already. It's a bit much to also expect something for Doctor Strange. And also, Doctor Strange doesn't really need it as badly as all those other characters do. So, yeah. But this is really, really dope. I also think I see somewhere here in the middle, you see at certain parts when you pause it, I think this is sort of the devs' way, or the sneak peek team's way of hinting that we're going to be seeing Tier 3 Spider-Man. Because we see not 1, not 2, but 3 Spider-Man. So I think we can safely assume that Spider-Man's going to be getting his Tier 3 in this update. Also, I've gone about 4 minutes gabbing into this video without saying, shout out to the sneak peek team, baby. You're back. All right? Every great champion, every Tom Brady, every Michael Jordan, every whatever sports, legend has their downtime, has their off years, retires, plays some golf, gets out of the spotlight because of gambling accusations, starts to play baseball, comes back to win 3 more rings back to back. And here you are for your redemption arc. So this is officially the start of the sneak peek team's redemption arc, back to being absolute gods of this game. And for one, I'm very excited for it. So yeah, this is a really cool sneak peek. We can see the black and gold uniform for Spider-Man, which is basically confirmed at this point. This is so heavily confirmed because this is also these are in-game models, right? We hem and haw about sneak peeks sometimes when they don't include in-game models, or they include really far away, really small, really grainy and pixelated images, but this is quite sharp, right? This is quite sharp for something that has to be sort of spun around like that at high speeds. So we got the two uniforms right there. We got this one for Spidey, which is again more traditionally red, and it has a little bit of gold in the middle with the Spidey image here, but it's got the traditional red and blue and a little bit of white. And then we have this black and gold one, which I honestly really like as well. So 2 uniforms for Spider-Man, and then who knows what else. This is a huge December update. I was 100% wrong. I was like, there's no way we're getting Spider-Man as an update. Well, that's what I thought. That's not what's happening. Over on Twitter, we don't have much to go on as far as clues or hints go, but a magical spell goes awry for our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in the 7.7 update, inspired by Spider-Man No Way Home. Thwip, thwip, baby. Thwip, thwip. And then over on the forums, we have the following text here. Agents, the web shooting superhero has come to Marvel Future Fight with new looks. The friendly neighbor. Will this superhero be able to face the challenges, plural, coming his way? Stay tuned for these looks inspired by Spider-Man No Way Home by Marvel. By Spider-Man No Way Home. So yeah, what else can we really expect from this update besides the following uniforms that I've mentioned? Well, obviously a massive rework to Spider-Man is hopefully in order. That kind of goes without saying, but yes, we're hoping to see a top to bottom rework for him. Now, I will dive into Spider-Man before I get into anything else here, because I think on a lot of people's minds is the pros and cons of the Synergy uniforms. So one of the biggest pros of the Synergy uniforms, when they are done properly, is that you get essentially 2 different looks for the character, and you also get different ways to play the character. And that's really big, because that's one of the primary reasons that uniforms come out, for aesthetic reasons, right? So being able to get how many looks for Spidey now? 12? Is, you know, is more than a lot of other games get. And if these uniforms are going to function differently from each other, then you're getting even more bang for your buck. On the flip side, you get less bang for your buck in the sense that you have to buy 2 uniforms. Now, one uniform is discounted once you buy one. Whichever second uniform you buy will be discounted a little bit, and you do get a small synergy bonus, which is 5% all attack and 5% all defense. But generally speaking, yeah, you're gonna have to spend, you know, 1,800 crystals rather than 1,000. That's obviously more, so that's one of the biggest cons. The other big con is, historically, we have seen pretty weak uniforms from Spider-Man. He's really only been high in the meta at 2 points in his career, when he got his homemade suit, his one from Homecoming, and then briefly when he got the Infinity War uniform as well, and then he got, shortly after that, he got his tier 3. Since then, for Far From Home, Spider-Man has been largely, I would say, largely a disappointment. You know, he wasn't a terrible character when he came out with these uniforms, but he was one of the first characters, if not the first character, to get Synergy uniforms. Maybe not the first, but my memory is kind of fuzzy. One of the first characters to get them, and it was not good. It was not good. There clearly was an attempt to make one of them PvP and one of them PvE. But the devs did not do a very good job, and actually this uniform, even though it's made for PvP with the invisibility, is actually also better for PvE, because the all defense down on his ultimate skill is way better. It's -75 with 15% stacking per hit, so it stacks in 5 hits, which is amazing, and then it lasts for 10 seconds. Whereas the all defense down on his tier 3 with this skill, and the tier 3 skills are a little bit different as well. The animations are a little bit different. This one doesn't even have all defense down. So they really dropped the ball with his Synergy uniforms. Thankfully, since then, we have seen some very good Synergy uniforms. Not many, but more, you know, in particular, we've seen the Loki uniform. This is basically the creme de la creme. I don't know what you call it. This is like the prototype. This is the new best example when we're talking about good Synergy uniforms. They could be more different. They are a little bit too similar. They basically only have one big skill change, which is the 4th skill for TVA Loki. He teleports around through the time portals and stabs you. And then for President Loki's 4th skill, he rises up and gives you this long speech that paralyzes and mind controls you, and he sort of sucks enemies in. That's basically the big difference here. And then the guaranteed crit versus the massive ticks of healing. Right? So those are the 2 big changes, one visual skill change and one passive buff change. But this is really what I'm hoping for Spider-Man. I'm hoping for something like Loki, not only in terms of power level, but in terms of the uniform. You know, as much as I think that the Synergy uniforms are an opportunity for the devs to be very creative and create basically 2 different characters, I feel like that is not only really difficult, it's a really difficult task for the devs, but it's also kind of unfair, right? Because let's say they do a really good job, okay? Let's just say, hypothetically, they do a really good job and they make 2 very unique Spider-Man, and one is really good for PvE and one is really good for PvP. Then we're gonna want Synergy uniforms for every character, right? When Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness comes out, the Wanda simps are gonna come out of the woodwork asking for 2 Synergy uniforms for Wanda to be like Spider-Man, or they're gonna ask to get 2 Synergy uniforms for Doctor Strange. You sort of see how this goes, right? And sort of it's gonna create this unrealistic expectation, and it's also gonna just destroy our wallets with crazy amounts of crystals and spending. So in my opinion, I think that the Loki model is really the one to focus on. I think the devs should definitely see this as, I still can't remember the word, but you know, as the baseline. Make the uniforms both good, but make them similar enough that players are not going to be stuck. You know, you're going to get a really good option no matter what, right? They can both do basically the same thing. It's just that one of them, you know, this uniform excels a little bit more for ABX, and this uniform excels a little bit more for other content, high level War Boss Legend and Dispatch and Dimension missions. But they can both do Dimension Rift, sorry, but they can both do, you know, 95% of each other's content. That's, in my opinion, how the Synergy uniforms should be, and hopefully Spider-Man, you know, reflects that and continues that. The other big thing I think you can expect from this update is a legendary battle. We got one last time for Spider-Man Far From Home, so I do think it's pretty, you know, it's a pretty good guess that we're gonna get one for Spider-Man No Way Home. That's another 2,500 crystals on top of the 1,800 crystals that you got to spend for Spider-Man's 2 Synergy uniforms if you're going to simp out for both. So yeah, it's looking like a pretty expensive update. Also, keep in mind, if you want to spend crystals, and if you want to buy the winter uniforms, that you're going to have to save up even more crystals. I sort of said that in backwards way. I said crystals and then I said uniforms. But yeah, if you want to get this uniform, you're going to have to purchase some real... you're gonna have to purchase some stuff with real money in order to get winter tokens to get White Fox's uniform. If you want to pick up Deadpool's Holiday Lady Deadpool uniform, you're gonna need crystals for that, right? If you're collecting it for, you know, nostalgic reasons, or if you're just collecting it to upgrade your Daredevil or your Deadpool because you don't like the 30th anniversary. And then we also have Gwenpool and someone else who I can't remember now, that was with White Fox last year. Oh, Groot. Good lord. That's actually the last uniform I have to buy, hilariously enough. That's one of my that's my last uniform. Yeah. And then whoever else, right? So not only is it all of the characters that I mentioned that already have winter uniforms, but it's whoever this year's winter uniforms are going to be, because we're definitely getting that update, right? Every year now they're introducing more winter uniforms. And I don't think that, well, maybe they wait for January. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, so it's looking like Christmas in a lot of different ways, but it seems like it's gonna be Christmas for Marvel Future Fight 2, because we're gonna need a lot of crystals. I'm guessing like minimum 5,000 crystals for this update, possibly more. So yeah, pretty exciting. Budget wisely. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the now guaranteed Spider-Man update. For those of you wondering, it's 6 days away now. That's right, 6 days until Spidey's update. Will there be a live stream with Cage and Kim? We can only hope. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thwip thwip.